Welcome to our goal setting workshop, the most powerful way. And it's not the powerful way because these things that I share with you work, because they do. But most importantly, along with the practical, what makes it so powerful is to bring in energetics, it's to bring in mindset, it's to bring in divinity, bring that into your journey. Do not do this alone. You are not alone. And so we're going to dive into that. I'm just so excited to be sharing this with you. What we're going to talk about today is how to create a compelling vision for your 2024, establishing solid structures for yourself to make it really all the practical things, right? Reshaping our belief systems. You will get what you believe in life. I said it in my TEDx talk. I'll say it again. You'll get what you believe. And so where are your belief systems? We're going to dive into that, how to do some belief hacking, because it's really helped me in my life. I wouldn't be where I am without looking at beliefs and hacking them, getting rid of ones that don't serve me, implementing ones that do. Stretching beyond your circumstances. Stretching, if you want 2024 to be the best year yet, believe you me, is going to stretch you. So we've got to be ready for it. We've got to embrace it. Yeah, we're going to go into that. Harnessing divine energy, exploring energetics, programming our mind for success. Okay, so a little bit about me. Some of you know me. Some of you might have just found it on Eventbrite or something. I'm not going to do a big spiel on this because you can go and check out my TED Talk, check out my website, follow me on social media if you don't know me that well. A TEDx speaker, international speaker, transformation life coach, business coach. I'm not just a coach. I'm a catalyst for transformation, for empowering individuals, businesses, communities to unlock their full potential, to really connect people back to themselves. Yeah. So we can reach our full potential. And my teaching so far, my videos have reached approximately about 10 million people worldwide. So the first thing I want you to do, and you can take a screenshot. I can send you guys the presentation if you want afterwards. But the first thing that we want to do in setting our goals for 2024, review the last 12 months. How did the last 12 months go? So I know as we're doing this, right, you can take a screenshot, you can maybe some things are already coming to you, like write them down. How was your physical health? We want to overview the last 12 months in its fullness. We want to look at our health. How was your nutrition? How was your physical health? How was your emotional health? Did you travel? What hobbies did you do or did you not do? Yeah. Spiritual. How was your spiritual life? What were the achievements for you last year? How were your finances last year? Your community, your relationships, people that were around you, whether it's your significant other, family, friends, co-workers, people in your environment, people that you hang out with or something in a business community. Maybe they were just associates. Maybe it was a year of a lot of solitude and not many people, which is fine. Like, don't judge this. When you're doing a review, you want to do it like with the most clear, like a balanced perspective, almost like a police report. Yeah, you want to do it like a police report. These are the facts. This is how the health was. This is how nutrition was. This is how my emotional health was. This was what I done. Like, this is where I went. These are the hobbies that I done. Or maybe these are the hobbies because of something else. I stopped doing the hobbies and things that I loved. That's what happened last year. Spiritual, maybe you took time for it. Maybe you didn't. Achievements, they come in many different forms. Yeah, achievements are not just degrees. They're not just certain things. Achievements come in so many different forms. Maybe one of your biggest achievements last year is something practical but powerful and effective. Like maybe it was you actually started to drink enough water. You prioritize hydration and it changed your energy, your skin, your mindset. You don't get headaches that much anymore. Does that make sense? Like, achievements come in all different forms. Maybe it was something you started. Maybe it was for one of my clients. I had her reading certain books and she said it was the most books she's read ever, and she's actually got to complete books because she had the accountability of me. Hey, that book, how far are you on it, by the way? You know, like, what did you learn from it? What are you taking from it? So it can be something like, yeah, you read certain books that you wanted to read. And so whatever the achievement is, maybe you got out of your comfort zone, you went places you wouldn't normally go, you done things you wouldn't normally do. Like, these are all different achievements. Yeah. Finances, however they were, like, don't get emotional with this review. Yeah, just be very, very factual. How are your finances and community relationships? How were the people around you or the people that you interacted with, people that your friends, your, again, co-workers, family, whatever. Business, community, typo, it's meant to say career. Okay, business or career. Yeah. How were you in your business or career? Writing everything down. Take time to review the last 12 months before you go into, okay, this is what I want for 2024. It's really, really important. Gives us perspective. Okay. So can you guys see this? Yeah. Perspective. Now, you can do things like when you actually do the review. If I stop sharing this for a sec. If you can do it, like you can write things out, just linear, just like write them down in a list. But what you can also do, you can split the, that's not a straight line. I don't like that. You can, let me do it again. Okay. You can split the page and the progress and setbacks, things that were, let's say, desirable for you're happy with, things that you weren't, just to get a visual perspective. You can also do it this way if that works best for you. Yeah, whatever works for you works at the end of the day. So this can give you actually that perspective in all these areas. You can put, okay, things that did go well in finances, things that didn't, things for relationships, things that didn't. For each thing, you can actually do that so that you get again, a balanced perspective. Yeah. So for me last year, perspective, for me last year, I didn't spend that much time, and you can see this on social media. I wasn't really that active. There were months when I was off social media. What was I doing? I was doing my inner work. I was in my community. I was around people. I was so much spiritual work, martial arts. Okay. A lot of my achievements last year were in martial arts. It's a passion that I've allowed it to take over. Yeah. Maybe take over is the wrong word. I've leaned into it. I resisted it the first year that I done it in 2022, because I was like, well, this has taken up so much time, so much physical energy. And then because my physical is depleted, my mental is depleted, it's affecting my business, but it was, my soul was enriched by it. The community was so enriching. So I learned all the way in. Yeah. And we're going to talk about leaning in. We're going to talk about soul enriching activities. It's going to be so important in 2024 for all the years to come, if we're blessed to be alive. Yeah. But so success is not linear. Yet there was so much progress in my spiritual life, which means there was this is not light and, you know, like, no, it was internal battles, internal demons, external demons that I had to overcome, that I had to fight, and I've come out through the other side. Yeah. But the spiritual was very, very, very intense. The people around me were so enriching. The community that I built around me here, local, amazing people. Martial arts, just, I love it. I've had achievements in it. And so it was great. I mean, I was in the district championships last year. I got different belts. I earned my ranks up, like my ranking has gone up. And so the time that I spent there, I can see the time where I spent my time, and it's going to be important how we use our time, right? Where I spent most of my time getting worked through. Doesn't mean just, it was easy. No, sometimes the people around me that I value the most were the most triggering. It'll be a girlfriend who's the most triggering to him, but I know her heart is pure. We feel connected, like soul sisters, but she would trigger me. I would trigger her. And it was a blessing. Yeah. People around me. So the people, the spiritual, the martial arts, which meant I didn't spend that much time in business, didn't spend that much time in finances. And so that was lower than the other years, right? Last year for me wasn't about money. It wasn't about business. It was a lot of, I was getting worked through, like me internally worked through. Yeah. So the time I was spending on that took away from this. I didn't have the desire. It wasn't the purpose of last year. And there was a lot of conflict with that. There was a lot of conflict, yeah, because the mind, I'm a business coach, like strategist. I know what I should be doing. And the mind, and we're going to go through this, when the mind, like we have to get the mind out the way, because the mind will tell you things that are very logical, yeah, they're to do with our programming, but actually, you know, that's not what your intuition, what your soul is calling you to do. So overcoming the mind is going to be one of the most important things that we do consistently on a daily basis. And we're going to go through how to do that. Yeah. Enough about me. Creating your vision. Creating your vision. What we want to do is work backwards. So what I mean by that is when we're working backwards, I want you to imagine, and at the end, we can do a meditation on this where you can really embody this. Take yourself to the end of 2024. Imagine it's December 31st. You're looking back on 2024 and oh my goodness, you have exceeded your goals. Certain things have happened for you that you didn't think would happen. Your health. Imagine how you'd want your health to be, how you'd want your relationships to be, your finances, your lifestyle. What is it that you want to have created by the end of 2024? Whether it's business, impact that you have around people around you, whether it's locally or globally. I know we've got so many different people here doing so many different things. Have a think about that. And have a think about your health, your vitality. If your health is the best ever by the end of the year, your mindset, your energy, your connection to yourself, your connection and relationship to the divine, your connection with people, your communication, your lifestyle, if there's anywhere you'd want to travel. Don't think of the hows. If the hows are coming to your mind, well, I would like that, but how's that going to happen? Eliminate that. We're not talking about how right now. We're talking about what. What do you want? What do you want to create? Don't worry about the hows. We're going to get there. Okay. What do you want to create? Creating that vision, that compelling vision. And then when you do, really take a look at that. Write it down. If it's not written down, it's really not a goal. It's not going to happen if you don't write things down. Great thing about writing things down is it engraves the subconscious mind. So we want to write things down. We want to write down our goals. When you look at the vision, though, have a think about, am I thinking big enough? Something really amazing happens when you open your mind to a possibility. Your brain starts to see things in different ways. Your brain will start to see possibilities. More ideas will come to you. But if you block it off, if you say, well, that can't happen for me, the brain's going to be like, okay, well, that can't happen for me. That's a belief. That cannot happen for me. It can happen for them. It can happen for you. It can't happen for me. Your brain is going to just work with that. So we have to be careful of what we're inputting into the brain and what is already in the brain. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So in terms of your vision, creating it backwards, working backwards, what do you want the end of the year to look like? Incorporating all the different areas. So all the areas that we talked about reviewing, incorporate all of them into the vision. And then what I want you to have a think about, we're going to do this in practical ways. If you guys stay with this till the end, we'll do a meditation so I can really teach you how to embody that energy, the consciousness, because by you achieving the goals that you want by 2024, I'll just ask you guys in the chat, do you think you're going to be the same people? Just put a yes or no in the chat. Do you think you're achieving your goals, who you are today, who you are by the end of 2024? Are you going to be the same person? Just put it in the goal. Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely not, right? So having to think about, if you were to achieve those goals by the end of 2024, let's say those goals, they're achieved. You've done them, you've exceeded them. Who would you have become? What would your state of consciousness be? Who would you be? How would you think? How would you deal with adversity? How would you take care of yourself? How would you communicate with people? What would your impact be when you do communicate with people? What would be the way that you relate to others? What would have been your habits to become this person? What would have been the mindset? What beliefs do you need to have created that version of you, and for that version of you to create those results? Because it's a version of you. It's a different version, but it's you. So really important that when you do the vision, as in the practical, you know, things that you want to create, the goals that you have, the vision for the end of 2024. You've incorporated all the areas, and you have a think of the person you would be. If you had to sum that up in one word, what would that word be? What would the word be? I'd love it if you could share it in the chat. You don't have to, but what would that word be? Because that is going to be your target energy. What I mean by target energy is, if that's the version of you that will create that, and if that's the state the version of you would be in the final created vision, then that is actually the goal. The goal, like, it's great to have your goals, your visions, to have something to work towards, just like this image here, like this, you can be tunnel vision into what you want to create, but it's the version of you that's going to create it. So in terms of target energy, your goal is going to be to align with this. And if you can be in this target energy 85 to 90% of your day, you will achieve and exceed your goals. Because it's the state of consciousness that you create from. We create from our state, right? We create from our state. Therefore, the higher your state of consciousness, of awareness, the higher your results are going to be. Because when you're taking action, it's going to be from that higher state. So wherever you're taking action from is going to be the level of results that we get, right? So important to know what your target energy is. And you can do this in increments. I actually learned this target energy thing because I used to do it, but I didn't really have a phrase for it. I learned this phrase target energy from one of my coaches that I hired. And I was like, oh, I like that because it's very, you know, precise. What is the target energy? Write the word down, write it down. That's your target. If that feels really out of reach, if that was your target energy for the end of 2024, what would have to be your target energy by halfway through the year, and make that your kind of semi mid-year, like, energetic target? Does this make sense of your target energy? Okay, fantastic. So reverse engineering. What this means is, when we're reverse engineering, looking at the end of 2024, bringing it back to now, what are the goals, right? We want to be specific with the goals. Some of your goals you probably already know, probably maybe for the second half of the year. Maybe some of them are for the first quarter. This first 3 months is when this goal is going to be really important, or really important for you to start momentum in something. Yeah. So writing down your goals. And then most importantly, we're going back to the person you're going to be. What habits are you going to need to start? What habits are you going to need to let go? Because there are habits. Becoming that version of you comes with habits. It comes with daily rituals. It comes with a certain mindset. It comes with a certain way of looking after yourself, self-care. So what are those habits going to be? And really, really important is schedule. What is your schedule going to be? Taking a look at your schedule. What are you doing with your time? Where does the time need to go for you to become that person who's going to create those results? So, you know, I'm always amazed that even in this day and age, our calendar on our phones, like the Google Calendar, a lot of people just use it for like appointments or just certain things like doctor's appointments, something like that. But you want to use it on a daily basis. Have time do you have time scheduled for you? Do you have time scheduled for your workouts or for whatever your personal goals are? Do you schedule time in when you're doing the errands? Do you schedule time in for like cleaning, miscellaneous stuff, right? Stuff that takes time. You never think to schedule it in, but I want you to take a look at time in the blocks, like in our Google Calendar, in our phone, or Apple Calendar, whatever calendar you have. Use your digital calendar. Make sure when you look at it and color code it into work, color code it in all the different areas. If it's like relationships, connections, or something, put in the time for you, put in the time for whatever your work is, so you can visually see, okay, this is where my time goes, because I'm sleeping for however many hours you sleep, hopefully 8, okay, hopefully. And you're going to see, okay, if you're sleeping that time, you're working that time, what time do you have for you? What time do you have for your other goals? Put in your hobbies, put in whatever it is. Use your Google Calendar. Like, I will put it in for, even if there's a phone call I have to make in a couple of days, I'll put that in my calendar. Yeah, if there are errands, I'm going to put that in. If it's cleaning this hour block or whatever, I put it in for that day so that I know, okay, that hour, that's meant for cleaning, that's meant for this is meant for that. So really your schedule is going to help you. This is the practical structures. This is the practical strategies of how you're going to become that person, of how you are going to create through action. And look, when it comes to new structures, have grace with yourself. If you're going from no workouts at all, and your goal is by the end of the year, I would want to be working out 5 to 6 days a week for like an hour. Don't, maybe not start that intense in the beginning. Maybe you want to just start with 20 minutes a day for 5 days, or maybe you do an hour a day for 3 times a week, whatever it is. Like, everyone's body is different. Listen to your body, make it realistic for you. But the more you start to schedule things in, what I don't want you to do is to be working through 2024 in this kind of when people are stressed and panicky and in a rush, and like, I'm sure we all get like that. Yeah. That's when time escapes us. Have you ever noticed when you're really stressed out, it's like you've got so many things to do, and by the end of the day, you're like, what did I do with my day? I was stressed. I was rushing. What did I do? The way to slow time down is to slow down. I know it sounds counterintuitive. Well, how's it going to slow down if I'm slowing down? I need to rush and don't work with that paradigm. Have you noticed paradigms are shifting? The world is changing. Systems are getting broken and messed up and disrupted. These systems that are supposed to control our society, everything's being questioned. Yeah, things are happening. And so, no, master your time by mastering yourself. Your relationship with time is going to be in relation to yourself. Yeah. So the best way to slow time down is for you to slow down. Don't put that stress on your body. It wreaks havoc on your adrenal glands. It's not worth it. It's not worth your health. Yeah. If we're moving on to, okay, you've done the goals, you've got the vision, you've got the goals, you know what your structure and habits are going to be. What beliefs are you going to need to create that into a reality? So this is where identifying limiting beliefs is important. And again, you guys, write this down. When I was in the beginning of my journey, I would write down what my beliefs are. And one way, I'm going to share something with you, the emotional scale, which is a tool that I love using in this group. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Okay. So, for example, if you think of achieving a goal, maybe you think of, I don't know, attracting your divine partner, your life partner into your life. You're thinking of a business you want to grow or impact you want to have. Where are you on this emotional scale? Let me make this a bit smaller. Where are you on this emotional scale? Because if you're kind of discouraged, if you're worried, if you're like, reach impatience, if you're kind of feeling a bit insecure about it, maybe you're feeling like, maybe you're not enough. I'm not enough to do that yet. I'm not enough. But it's core to you. Your heart, your soul really wants to do these things. You feel like you're not enough. This is where you've got limiting beliefs. Why? Are you in blame? Well, I can't do that because this person done this to me, and then that impacted me like this. And that might all be true, but it doesn't serve us, right, to stay there. So it's like, okay, how can we, and this is what I teach a lot in this group, and I'll share with you guys more about the group towards the end, but that 85% of your target energy is going to be around this kind of vibrational state, somewhere around here, different words, maybe different phrases, but you're going to be, because the higher you are here, the more clarity you have. Yeah, your belief systems up here are much more empowering than if you're just down here. Okay. Hope, I always say, is the most negative of the positives. If you're down here, you're in fear or insecurity, yes, absolutely reach for hope. Temporarily, even if someone is in depression and they reach anger, good, that's more empowering. I don't need to stay there though. And something about anger actually that I wrote down is, because your self-mastery, emotional mastery is going to be so important this year. Let your anger be so expensive, nobody can afford it. That was a quote that changed me as a person. I used to be very easy to anger, very, very easy. When I learned this, I said, oh my goodness, so it's been so cheap for people to make me angry. No, I'm not going to let this anger be affordable to people. They're not going to be able to afford it. Make your anger so expensive no one can afford it, because those who anger you master you. So take a look at this year. If you see, things coming up in the media, what emotion are they trying to evoke? Because what they've realized is these news outlets and things, and I don't watch the news because of this reason, but what they've noticed is if they make people angry, people share more when they're angry. So then they actually their incentive is to make people angry because they realize they get more views, right? And mainstream television is really competing with online, blogs, not blogs, what am I talking, podcasts and online. So the terrestrial television channels are really competing with things like YouTube and what have you. That's why all the TV channels also have YouTube channels and stuff, because I know most people are just on their phones and stuff. So just be aware of what are people wanting to evoke from you energetically. Is it anger? Don't let them anger you. If you are angry inside, let's say anger can be a form of like an identifier of somebody overstepping a boundary for you, which is good for you to know, and you can do something about it. But we don't want to stay there. Why? Because this is heavy. It's heavy. It's really, really heavy. It's very foggy mentally to be here, right? So I could talk to you guys about this for hours and hours and weeks and weeks and weeks, but we don't have that kind of time today. So I'm going to go back to our presentation. But it's just a visual of the emotions. So if I go back to our beliefs. Okay. What are your limiting beliefs? Write them down. Adopt new beliefs. Adopt new beliefs. So what do you want to believe? What must you believe in order to achieve your goals? Create a strategy to program these new beliefs. Even if it's, for the longest time, I used to write down my affirmations. I used to write down my new beliefs. I used to write them down, each one, again and again and again, because I just like the time it takes to put pen to paper and sit down. But it's important. I'm programming my brain. I'm programming my belief systems. And I had some really, really, really terrible belief systems. And so it's a process, but what's your strategy going to be? Is it going to be you're going to listen to things that are going to help you to program your new belief system using the subconscious mind? How you use subconscious mind? Two ways: through repetition, or while you're sleeping. Using sleep hypnosis videos on YouTube, which a lot of them have a black screen, so don't think about, oh, but if the video's on, it's going to be bright. No, a lot of them have black screens. There are so many sleep hypnosis videos to help you to do this, that can help you reprogram your beliefs. What beliefs are you going to need to have? And if any of you do have a faith that you go by, what does that faith say about the human? What does that faith say about you? Why not just adopt that? Because that way you're actually choosing what divinity says about you over society. What does whatever you believe in? And again, even if it's science, well, we know science, even medical science, we know about the power of the placebo. People that take a drug and it's not a drug, it's really a sugar pill, but they're told it's a drug, that it helps them with a certain symptom. It helps them to improve the symptom because they believe that this is the drug. They take it thinking, oh yeah, this is designed to help my symptom. And in a lot of cases in the placebo groups that they have, yes, it improves their symptoms. The time and time and time again, it's not just one study. There's so many studies that show the effect of the placebo. They call it a phenomenon. It's not a phenomenon. It's the power of the mind. I remember in science, who remembers? I don't know if any of you are geeks like me, just like dive into this stuff. But there was a time when scientists were saying that our human DNA is 95% junk or something. Does anyone remember that? Yeah, you remember that, yeah? And it's like, no, it's not junk. You just don't know what it is. Our science has not caught up with what our DNA is programmed with. They called it just junk. So we want to adopt new beliefs. We want the strategy of, okay, how are you going to do? Are you going to journal every day? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to pray? Are you going to listen to positive things? Are you going to use the subconscious mind while you're sleeping? you can do this any which way, whatever works for you, but just do something, incorporate it into your daily life as just part of your self-care. It can just be on in the background while you're making breakfast. It can be as you're having a shower. Like, it really doesn't have to be, if you think, oh, where am I going to have time to do this? When you're already doing something else, like showering, cooking, cleaning, driving, walking in the park, exercising. Program your belief systems. And again, I could talk about this in a whole, just one session just on beliefs, but I'm very conscious of time. Stretching beyond your circumstances. So the past few weeks in this group, I've been talking about stretching, stretch the mind, stretch beyond your circumstances, because I promise you, if you're open to being stretched by life, by the universe, by God, whatever you want to call it, you will become a version of you that you will be so thankful for. But in the stretching, it can be painful. In the stretching, it means shining a light on our shadows. It means understanding ourselves in our wholeness. It means giving ourselves grace, giving love to ourselves, the wholeness of who we are. We're not meant to be perfect. We're humans. We're not meant to be perfect, but we have to stretch our mind if we want our life to be stretched, if we want our vision, if we want the goals for 2024, because if it's not already a goal, that means your current self is creating the current reality, which might be great, but you want more. And that's fine. That's part of our human evolution. Yes, you have purpose, you're going to have desires, and as you achieve those desires, you're going to be worked through. And so stretching the mind, stretching your belief systems of what you think is possible, stretching possibilities. The universe can open doors for you that no man can close. Follow your bliss. This is my favorite quote, and it's on my office door. It says, follow your bliss and the universe will open doors for you where there are only walls. Stretching the circle of people and community you're around. Go to events where you're thinking, oh my goodness, like these people are so beyond me, whether it's their finances or their business or something else, that their knowledge, they stretch your mind, and that's okay. Be in those circles, learn, be in those circles, meet people, allow yourself to be stretched through people that you might think, well, no, you can't, you're not enough to go there. No, go and see how it will stretch you. Yeah, just being around certain people where you have no idea what they're talking about, you're just like, wow, okay, I took a little bit of what they said, I understand. But just being in different environments, being around different people, being around people also who stretch the conversation. They stretch your mind, they stretch the conversation. These people, when you're down, like making sure your circle, even if it's one person, even if it's this group, like I'm going to share with you guys more about the group later, but even if it's just a group of people that when you are in doubt or when you are foggy, that they can say to you, they can hold the light, they can shine the light to you, and they say, remember who you are. Yes, this is happening, but also remember the good. Also remember when you created this and that. Also remember this is you. Who you are is this person. They speak strength into you. They speak just this spirit of love, of strength, of possibilities into you. It's so important to have people like that around us. Stretching your soul. How can I stretch my soul, Lena? What are soul enriching activities you like to do for no other reason other than your soul just feels enriched? I shared this in this group before, that sometimes, like for me, there's loads of things that I will do, and it's about listening to the body. It's not the mind. Drop into the body. The mind will just set us off course. Yeah, drop into the body. A lot of the time, what does the body want? Especially when the mind is busy and focused. What does the body want? Sometimes it might be to take a walk. Sometimes it might be movement. Sometimes it's stillness. Yeah, when the mind is not in the way, the body speaks to you. That is actually stillness. It's maybe being in nature, what have you. Sometimes for me, it might be cooking. It's like I've got a friend and she knows that when all else fails, if I've done the meditating, I'm still off track. If I've gone to the park, I've exercised, I've journaled, I'm still kind of a little bit off. She'll be like, she'll be like, food, you're a foodie. Maybe cook or go to a restaurant, order something. And there's something about the process of me cooking, marinating, cutting, chopping, baking, whatever it is I'm doing, my brain starts spinning and I get downloads, I get solutions, I get things. So whatever that thing is for you, do activities that are soul enriching, because when you're in them, by going through the process, you'll be delivered the other side a different version. It might be 1 degree's different version of you, but you'll be slightly different than the state you was in before. Does this make sense? Yeah. So doing these things, sometimes people are like, oh, you know, I'd love to go and do this. And I say to them, make time to do that. That is one of the most important things this week for you to do, because it's not urgent. It's not a bill that has to be paid. It's not an appointment. It's not work you've got to do. It's something that you're going to par off and put to the side. Oh, that's not important. No, it's very important because it's enriching for your soul. So prioritizing these things, right? And self-image, identity. What is your self-image? Because life is going to mirror that. So what is your self-image? What are you believing about yourself? Are you believing in your glory, or are you looking at the past and feeling shame, or feeling like you're not enough, or you're not worthy, you don't know enough, you haven't done it? No. You're enough. You're enough. Where's my enough thing? This. One of the first things I created in my business in London was this, that says, you are enough. It was a postcard that I would give to people, and it just had my website on the back. And I think it's probably one of the last ones left. This was like created, I don't know, 6, maybe 7 years ago. I can't remember when I created this. But as a reminder that you are enough, but what is your self-image? And, you know, sometimes for people, they might say to me, I remember in the gym actually one time, this is when about maybe 5, 6 years ago, this lady came up to me after class, and she knew the kind of work I do. And we just finished a Zumba class together. She came up to me, she said, can I ask you something? I said, yeah. She said, I'm eating well. I'm doing exercise. I'm going to the gym. I'm coming to these classes. She said, I'm not losing any weight. I said, okay. I said, the image you have of yourself, is it in the weight you want to be or the current weight? She said, oh. I said, yeah. Your brain, your life, whatever image you have of yourself, life is just going to mirror that. So if you can envision yourself physically, yes, emotionally, the state you're going to be. But for those of you wanting a physical transformation, are you envisioning the transformation that you want? And don't think of the loss, think of the gain. What I mean by that is, one of the first things I learned about coaching people is not letting them set goals in the negative. Meaning, you don't say you want to stop smoking. When people work with me, they want to stop smoking, they want to lose weight. I'm like, well, that's great. The brain doesn't want to lose or stop anything. So how then do we hack the brain like this? Okay, if you want to stop smoking, what do you want to gain? Maybe you want to gain freedom. Maybe you want to gain a healthier lifestyle, healthier lungs, whatever it is, save money, whatever it is. If you want to lose weight, great. What do you want to gain? Meaning, what do you want to, maybe it's a trouser size, a dress size, a certain weight you want to see when you get on the scales, you want to see that number. Focus on that, because you get what you focus on. Yeah. But the brain doesn't want to lose or stop anything. So you got to just kind of be a bit tricky with a tricky brain, right? You want to kind of work with it and how it works. So self-image, self-identity, it's really going to be important. If nothing else, like every single religion and science tells you the wonder and glory of your being. Sometimes I'm just in conversation with a friend or family, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so in awe of the human body. It's just so amazing. I'm so thankful for ourselves. I'm so thankful that so much is happening in our bodies while we're just sitting here. Like, we can't even think of the amount of processes that's happening in our bodies. Like, it's just, I can't count how many processes are happening in your body right now. And so the body is amazing. Mind is amazing. Your soul is amazing. Adopt a healthy self-image, stretch yourself, stretch possibilities. I'll give you another example on this so you can relate this to, like, maybe if you're thinking small on something. I remember, like, how many of you have seen my TEDx talk? Just okay, so quite a few of you. Okay, so for the TEDx talk at the time, it's 2017. I wanted to be an international speaker. I kind of checked in with myself. Is this ego? Like, why do I want to be an international speaker? And no, because if this was my last year on planet Earth, I would want people to know the power that they have to create their lives, to transform their lives. I want them to know. If that was the one message I could give to the planet before I leave, yeah, I'm good with that message. So when I was aligned with the message And this is where making sure the goal is yours and not society's, not your culture's, not your family's goals. What are your goals? Checking in with all your goals, making sure you 10 out of 10 want them. If there were 5 out of 10, why is it even there if you don't even really want it, right? But one thing that my goal at the time, my stretch was, oh, it would be great if my video reached 1 million people. That was my stretch, yeah? Years later now, it's got about, I think, 4 million something. But I was thinking the other day, wow, because the space I could hold mentally, energetically was 1 million. Does this make sense? I got myself to believe it's possible, yeah? Imagine if I had been able to hold this space and stretch myself to think 10 million. I want 10 million people in the world to see it. Maybe now I'll be at 20, 30, 40 million. Maybe not, but maybe, yeah? So stretching, this is what I mean by stretching, making sure your goals are big enough that you're like, how am I going to do that? Is you're going to step into it. You're going to step into the unknown. You're going to step into becoming the person who can achieve them. Because if the desire is within you, you have what it takes to make it happen. And everything you don't have is going to appear to you along the way. You're not going to see it before you take the steps. You're not going to see step B, C, D until sometimes you just take A. Just trust in it. Trust in yourself. Divine energy. How many people have heard this saying that many are called, few are chosen? Yeah, okay, right? Many are called, few are chosen. What that means is not that many are called, they all answer the call, and they're just a few of them are chosen. No, it's because many don't even answer the call. Does it make sense? So imagine if the universe itself, the source energy of creation, God, whatever name you want to put to it, is calling you every day. And you're like, no, I don't know who that is. Block. Every day. And you're like, I don't have time for this. I'm busy. Every day. Every single day. I invite you so much that this year, make time for communion, make divine time. And again, you're not going to get there from out here. You get there from within here. So this means time to connect to yourself. Time to connect to yourself. Just even if like for some people, if you've had a lot of stress in your nervous system, I had to deal with a lot of post-traumatic stress the last couple of years. And right now, my doctor said I'm at the residual end of the post-traumatic stress. Great, I'll take residual over being in it any day. That means I'm kind of at the end of it, right? So it was very hard to stay still because the brain is stressed, the body is stressed, wants to move. Or sometimes that is so depleting, you just want to be still and do nothing or just mindlessly watch things or whatever. But making time for this, making time for divine connection, making time because you're always being called and you will be chosen if you answer the call, because many people are not answering the call. So many people, they have faith, they believe, there's a book that they believe in, is their doctrine, but in their day-to-day life, they don't bring the presence, they don't practice, they're not believing truly. And this brings a big conflict in the brain. Even if your highest power you believe in is science, we just spoke about the placebo. Dive into the science of how amazing the brain is, belief systems, neuroscience, NLP, how the way that you think changes your reality. Dive into that from a quantum physics, reality, neuroscience way, whatever your highest power is. There are no coincidences. This is according to science, by the way. This is not even a religious thing. This is, physicists are like, everything is so precise, mathematically precise in this life, there are no consequences. If the moon was a little bit closer, it would be a disaster on the planet. The waves would be the size of tsunamis or something. If the sun was any closer, it would impact the way that we can grow crops and the nature and stuff. Everything is so divinely created. You can call it scientifically created if you want. However it's created in a way that science is not even close to catching up on. So when I say no coincidences, what do I mean? I mean, look at synchronicities. It's really interesting that the people who believe in miracles are the ones who experience them all the time. When you experience a synchronicity, journal it down, write it down, make a note of it. This was not a coincidence. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I was thinking of that thing, just me in my meditations, just me as I was cleaning up, just me as I was getting changed. I was thinking of something, and I walk out and I see someone with the thing that I was thinking of, or I hear someone talking about it, or I open my phone, I see it, or somebody randomly calls me and tells me about the thing. That's called a synchronicity. It's not a coincidence. When you're saying it's a coincidence, you're parring off the call again. It's like almost divine. It's like little signs. I always say it's like a wink from the universe. Like, hey, you're in tune. You're in alignment. Stay here. You're in tune. Yeah. When you see the synchronicities, they're just confirmation. And so you want to like acknowledge the confirmations. Yeah. And I know we're guilty. We're human. We forget. Sometimes my friend says to me, she's like, must I remind you of everything you created, that you're a powerful creator? I'm like, I know. Why do we forget? Why do we forget? Right? We're all such powerful creators. So she advised me when I was going through it. I mean, I was going through divorce. I shut down my business. I had moved from New Jersey to Georgia. I was going through so much. She said to me, you know what? There's still a lot of there's a lot of synchronicities happening for you. There's a lot of things that are happening. Maybe get an evidence journal so you don't forget. I said, you know, I like that, because I journal things down anyway. Maybe I just have a specific journal as your evidence journal. So maybe 2024, you're going to have a little notebook that's just your evidence journal of all the synchronicities that come up. And when I say you're going to be being worked through and developed, I know it's not comfortable, but it's worth it. It's not comfortable. The dark nights of the soul, I know they're very real, but it's worth it. Keep going through it. If you're in pain, if you're in the middle of a storm, just keep going through it. The other side is so incredibly wonderful. Again, if you are struggling with, well, you know, I want to believe that I have what it takes, but I don't know. Just pick up some divine prince. Just Google it. What does Christianity say? What does Hinduism say? What does Islam say? They all say pretty much the same thing about the human being in just different ways. Yeah. They speak about your glory. They speak about your power. They speak about you are created in the image and likeness of God. They speak about your power of belief. They say the faith of a mustard seed. Just the faith of a mustard seed. And this is probably too big for mustard seed. Okay. It's probably smaller like this. Yeah. Can move mountains. And you know, goals, a lot of the times I talk about goals and using the vision of mountains as your goals, right? Each of your goals, they're mountains. Well, you can move them. Just having the faith, creating, because you're going to see synchronicities. You're going to see things that are going to be unbelievable. What a crazy coincidence. Stop saying that. Remove it from your vocabulary. It's a synchronicity. The more you acknowledge the confirmations and you make time. I was making time. I tell you something, I am praying and meditating like I've never prayed and meditated before. Not because I'm in a state of this is what I want to create. I'm actually in it because I'm in the season of harvest right now, as well as I'm in the season of planting seeds. There is something in my life that has harvested that I've been worked through for the last 2 years, that I've been working on for the last 6 months, specifically in this area. I am in awe and in thanks of how good the universe is, how good God is. So, but I took the time. No one else was there when I was by myself crying at nighttime, but I was making time. I would put in my calendar 2 hours with the divine. I would literally put it in. I would just be sitting there. I'll be meditating, praying, journaling, like just working through what I'm going through, right? I wasn't ignoring how I was feeling. If I needed to cry, I would cry. I remember there was a crazy time I shared with some of the people in this group. I was at a lake. And for me, it was like, that's my nervous system. I was being worked through so much. I was like, okay, a bath is not going to do it, or I need to go in the lake and I'm just going to be baptized in the lake by myself. I need the physical grounding because I'm going for a lot of like process. Does this make sense? Is this too deep? Can I keep going? Yeah. And it's so funny because there was hardly anyone on the beach. There was just a little group of people, one group. It was like the middle of the day, right? And I heard someone say, "Excuse me, ma'am," and I turned around, and it was best of this young person trying to chat me up. I noticed you're here alone. I said, "I'm not alone. I'm with the creator of the universe." And I must have looked like such a weirdo, but I was in my moment. Like, bless you. Like, I'm nearly 20 years older than you. Bless you. But this is that I'm not alone. People say, "How can you travel all across America by yourself?" I'm really not by myself. I have universal forces. So do you. You have universal forces that have your back. do not walk in this world like you are weak, you're by yourself, you don't know who you are, you're not enough. No, don't do that. Have you seen the people? Have you seen what some people are promoting out there? People who have influence over millions, and they're promoting them to the most disgusting things that are at the lowest state of the emotional scale, bringing millions of people there. That's why they say one person in alignment with who they are is more powerful than millions who are not. And honestly, all I need is like 7-10 people can really hear this message and go in on it for there to be change. You're going to be able to create ripples through your society, your community, your family, the world. You are going to create that ripple effect. You are going to be the change. You're not here by accident. That's why specifically I mentioned this in my promotions in this training, because you can do all of the physical stuff, the strategies, all the practical things. Can you create results? Yes, you can. Can you hustle and work hard? Yes, you can. But when you bring divine energy into it, things are going to happen for you that you cannot fathom. People are going to walk into your life. Doors are going to open. And again, we're going to come back to, again, soul-led activities. Listen to where your soul feels enriched. Listen, like, be around the people, go to the places, and be aware of, we're going to go through this in this next one in terms of your energetics and your state of being, because again, we're coming back to the state of being in a higher state of consciousness. A lot of people are operating on a lower state of consciousness in this world. It's really sad to see there's so many people suffering, and you lead by example. If you're watching this, I invite you, lead by example. Invest the time in creating the mindset for the person who not only you truly are, but the person you need to become to create your results into reality. Practicing emotional intelligence. We already talked about how, those who anger you master you, right? So no, master your own emotions. Being emotionally aware of what you're feeling, what people make. Don't be numb. People are numbing their emotions through food, through entertainment, through all kinds of things. Don't be numb to them. It's really good to be acutely aware of how you feel. It's really good to know how you feel when you eat something, when you listen to this music, when you speak to this person, when you're out in a certain area, in a room, on the bus, at an event. Know how you feel. Your emotional guidance system is there for a reason. The body. I love this image because it's like mindful and then mindful, right? Like how many of us are like, it's like you're just chasing your tail when you're in the mindful bit, right? But this is where, when the mind is busy and not clear, drop into the body. Just drop into the body. Yeah. Listen to the body. And this is going to come back to identity again. Well, we spoke about this in this group before, but there's a lot of people where you could have a box of donuts in front of them. Their identity is they don't eat donuts. It's not food, that they won't eat it. There's some people who have an identity. I have no control. Oh, I can't control myself when I just overeat all the time. That's your identity. It's not who you are. If someone said, you pick up a donut, here's a gun with a bullet, we're going to kill you. You would put it away. You'd throw it. Okay, I'm not having any donuts, but I thought you can't control yourself. No, I can. Oh, okay. I know that's really extreme example, but that's how a lot of us with our identities, we just need to snap out of it. We just need to be like, okay, what is the identity that I am consciously going to embody? Not the identity given to me because of my past, my society, of family, of the past. It's like, no, none of that matters. And so dropping down into the body really helps us when the mind is busy and it almost feels like it's working against us. Drop into the body. What does the body want? It will speak to you. And if it is something toxic, that's your identity, not your soul, not your body. So spirit, what spirit are you living in? Which means when you are living your life, what spirit are you in? Do you have a good mental attitude? Like if you're driving and there's traffic, are you still calm and cool? Are you like being triggered by the traffic, right? When people act a certain way, do you just match back their energy when they're low vibration? Or are you going to hold yourself in a higher spirit? Really, really important, because this comes down to communication. We've all heard the saying, oh, it's not what you said that upset me, it's how you said it, right? That's because of the state somebody's in, the way they've said it is their spirit in which they said it in. Yeah. My line of work, I have to be really honest with my clients. Sometimes the truth is very painful, but I I'm not paid to just, you know, cuddle them. I have to be honest with them and hold a mirror, and I'll support them through it, but I got to be truthful for them. But they know the state I'm coming from. They know my spirit. I want the best for them. I'm not telling them anything to hurt them. I'm telling them things that they can awaken to who they truly are, and the spirit in which my intention is for them to be as successful, happy, and healthy and wealthy as they can possibly be. So in my communication, because of the spirit in which I'm coming from, it's well received. Yeah, communication impact, whether it's with your family, in your workplace, in society, it's really important that you come from the right spirit. Yeah. Are we going to always get it right? Absolutely not, but we can learn from it. Let's say you did say something and it was a bit spiky. You were just off and you said something a bit spiky energy. Spirit was a bit spiky. You can journal that. I said that. I didn't mean it like that. The words weren't as articulate as I would like it to have been. It came across a little bit rude. What I would do next time, journal about it. What would you do next time, right? This is really important in leadership, in career, in business. The way that you communicate, it is always from the state, it's from the attitude of mindset and the spirit which you're coming from, your state. Reading energy, read the energy. There's so many mainstream artists I don't listen to anymore. I just read their energy. I'm not down. No, thank you. You're not going to mislead me. Read the energy. The leaders, the people that you're following online, the people who you're following, who are they following? Who are they following? Does it sound like do they act? Do they share? The artwork they do or the kind of movies they make? Is it in alignment with the highest good for community, society, humanity? Does it feel like it comes from source energy? Does it feel like it comes from a little bit of a darker place? In which case, you can love them from afar, but don't consume it. Make a decision. Read energy. Sometimes certain people, their energy is just off. And you know what I've learned in my life is you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody. But also sometimes people's energy is kind of off. You ever got on the phone to someone and just wanted to get off straight away because you just caught them and they're just off? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with, and it depends. Sometimes you're in a state where you can hold the space for them. Okay. But if you're not, and you can feel it you can feel it being absorbed into you, listen, I can tell you're off. I'm going to call you back. Give them time to call off, or give them time to process whatever. You're not responsible for how other people feel. And taking time, reading energy, and making the decisions that are best for you. Okay, scripting. Scripting is when you journal like it's already happened. So this is really important for you creating the 2024 vision that we had at the beginning, one of the first slides, right? It's writing as if you are at the end of 2024 and writing, I'm so happy and thankful now that I have, and writing in the present tense, now that I have this, now that my body is this, now that this. Scripting. What this does, as you're writing it in the present tense, you're engraving the subconscious mind, but also when you reread it, and then you can keep reading it and then vision it in a visualization, you're embodying and you're practicing that state. Yeah, scripting is so incredibly powerful. The amount of things I've scripted and then it's come true months later or weeks later or whatever, and I'm going back through my journals. Which journal was it? I just want to see where I wrote it. I wish this to be true. I was writing like it was true, but now it's true. It wasn't true when I was writing it, but it's true now. And I know that work for me to do that. I was building that into my spirit. I was building it into my mind. Yeah, scripting is so incredibly powerful. Programming your mind for success. There's a book called Outwitting the Devil. It's very, very old, by Napoleon Hill. The premise of that book, and it's free on YouTube, it's kind of like an interview with the devil or whatever, but the premise of that book is the devil, not an entity, it's a energy that permeates negative thoughts. So the more negative thoughts you have in your mind, basically the more devil you have in your mind. So outwitting it is by identifying the negative thoughts, eliminating them. My thing for 2024 is when I have a self-critical negative thought, I'm going to just call it the devil and just push it straight out of my mind. I'm not entertaining it. So how do you do that? Consuming data. What kind of data are you consuming? Being aware of what you're consuming, but also consuming data that, like we said, that programs you for success. Organization, and I've spelled it 2 ways because it trips out my brain when I write it in the American way, and I had to write it in the English way too. That's just for me personally, honestly. But organization, programming yourself for success, getting super organized. Don't be someone who you don't know where anything is. It takes you ages to find things. Making sure everything has its place. Organize your space, organize your digital things. Take time, schedule the time. And I know it can take hours, but just take the time to cleanse out and organize your digital phone, laptop, to organize your home, your environment. Take time to be organized, because what is that saying? That success happens when opportunity meets preparation. Yeah, you want to be always prepared, ready. Journaling, such a powerful tool. Journal, know thyself. Knowing like your knowledge of yourself is the most powerful form of knowledge. So how are you going to do that if you don't sit with yourself, meditate, journal, pray, exercise, whatever it is? Because you get to go inside. Mastering the basics. I could talk about this for another hour, but mastering the basics is like your humanity. You as a human, there's certain things you need to master. Drinking water if you're hydrated. Yeah. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and something for the mind, like reading, journaling, scripting, meditating, praying, something like that to get the mind focused. And I just included some of the spiritual things in there as well. Yeah, but master the basics. If nothing else, if you make mastering the basics purpose, like bring purpose into everything you do, if you're mastering the basics, yeah, you're going to be conditioning yourself to be that version of you. How can you not? And again, your community, people that are around you, what are they programming you with? Yes, look, many of us, we have friends and family, people that we love, and that's fine, but just be aware of sometimes people are in their programming and you can tell they have a limited perspective. Just don't adopt it. You know, you can love them. And again, if you're here, I'm going to encourage you to lead by example. That's why you're here. And so we can love our families and we can see where their limiting beliefs are. But you know, the best way to teach is not to tell them, because sometimes you tell them, they just ignore it or they think you're a weirdo. So just lead by example, and knowing that they're powerful creators. They have the ability to heal themselves. They have the ability to create the life they want. They have the ability to create whatever they want in this life, just as we do. But really the best form of empowering others to transform is through example. Yeah. Detachment, real quick, deciding this or better. Don't be so detached to something and that this only can happen in this way, in this form, because sometimes life happens in a different way and it was much better. But if you limit, like, because there's free will, you have free will in this life. The universe cannot give you better. If you're like, I only want this, no, I don't want anything else. I only want this person, no, I don't want anyone. That's not even for you. Like, it was just a little confirmation. It was a test. It was whatever it is. Yeah. Just be detached. Be detached. Decide this vision for 2024. This is what I want, or better. Hey, I'm open for better. If it means I get better, I'm happy to leave my stuff on the side. If it means I get better than this, but this is where you're raising your standards. Yeah, you're saying, no, this is what I want, or better. Getting into alignment. Really, truly, whenever you are off track, let's say you've got a pile of things to do and you're just feeling off, it's just an off day, just the priority is be in the present moment, drop down into the body, drop in from the mind, the busy mind, to the body, get into alignment, just breathe. Yeah, the priority, because if you create from your state, what sense does it make? And I know sometimes, you know, we have to like run errands or we have to work or whatever it is when we're really not feeling up to it. But for the most part, if you prioritize getting into alignment, everything that you do will have leverage anyway. The priority is always alignment, getting into receptive mode. Are you in receptive mode? Meaning, are you ready? If everything you wanted was to just, your reality was just to change straight away into what you want, are you actually ready to receive it? Because sometimes when I say this to people, they're like, no, not right now. No, my systems and my business are not ready. No, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm ready. No. This thing isn't ready yet. My home isn't ready. This is like, get ready. get into receptive mode, get ready emotionally, get ready in terms of your lifestyle, get ready in terms of like your home, get ready, mind, body, spirit, get ready. Be ready for the challenges. Is 2024 going to be without challenges? No. But like we were talking about before, it's going to work. You're going to get worked through. Like, it's okay. The challenge, when they come, just know the challenges are coming because you asked for what you want. And if you can give yourself grace as you're going through the challenges, keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah. Don't be discouraged by the challenge. Bring in purpose into pain. Really, really, really important. If we just go through the pain and we think, oh, there's just no purpose to it, it's just pain. Like, no, most times when we go through things in the middle of it, we can't feel it. But in hindsight, we can usually see a lesson. We learned something. There was some purpose. There was a golden nugget out of all of that mess. There was a golden nugget that we can take from it, and we can take that into the rest of our lives. A lesson, information, knowledge, whatever it is that we can take from that. I'll bring up the emotional scale for you guys in a bit. The aligned action is so incredibly powerful. You'll be able to create more in a month than you have in 6 months, in 3 years when you're in alignment. So alignment is always the key. It's always the goal. If you're out of alignment, the goal is to get into alignment. Be intentional in 2024. Be intentional in terms of what you're eating, how you're sleeping, who you talk to, what you watch, what you're doing, what your schedule's like. Be intentional. And I'm not saying don't consume anything. Like I always say to people, like if you're someone that needs to watch stuff before you go to sleep, go for like a comedy or something. Go for something that's going to take you right up to the top of the emotional scale. Stop talking yourself out of your greatness. Can we all just at least agree on that for this year? Yeah, stop talking ourselves out of greatness. Yeah, we do it all the time. Get your head out of the way. Stop talking yourself out of things. I've already shared with you guys that I've become a different person, and I'm going to continue to change. I'm praying, meditating like I've never ever prayed before. Don't be easily offended this year. Yeah, stay in your power. Stay connected to who you are. Don't be easily offended. Believe, trust the process. Know you are a conscious creator. If you are ready for the next level, for the new territories, new level of love, of money, of influence, health, vitality, energy, of more life, it's available for you. Stretch yourself for the possibilities. Be open to it. Invite it in. Listen to the divinity within you. Go in to go up. You are enough. Make the time. It does take time. The time you put in, the steps you take will be the equivalent of the growth you will experience in this year. The level up is always spiritual. Why? Because everything visible comes from the invisible. The level up is always, it's the mind, it's the spirits, your emotions. It's a spiritual transformation that creates physical transformation. It's within. Yeah. Relax more. Relax more. Listen to drop down into the body more. Stop the stress. It wreaks havoc on our body and our nervous system and our hormones and our weight and our mind and all this stuff. Yeah. Prioritize your alignment. Connect to your breath. Often remind yourself, you think you haven't got time to meditate, just stop for 10 seconds. Just 5 seconds, just 1 second, just stop and just connect to your breath. Let yourself be present every day, because you miss the magic when you're in autopilot. You'll miss it. Sometimes synchronicity happen, it will wake you up. But wouldn't it be great if we're already awake, if we're already present as much as possible, as much as we can? You will see, I promise you, you will see the momentum. You will see the momentum unfold this year in your life. It will be in direct correlation to your mood, to your energy, to your mindset, to your tongue, to the way you use your words. People speak so much weakness into them, so much pain into them. No, speak strength into yourself, because your expectations, your beliefs, all of that, it absolutely does shape your experience and what you do experience in this life. Yeah, the divine love that can be with you each day, every day this year, it can elevate your life. It will elevate it beyond anything which right now we can even think of from our vantage point. I will promise you this, and I'll look forward to hearing about your synchronicities and the miracles that you will experience. You have to go in to go up. If nothing else from this session, if you take the time to sit with yourself and meditate and contemplate and reflect, and to be open to the divine. It is the most transformational thing. The answers will come to you for questions that you seek. Solutions will come to you. I mean, the transformation happens with the things you do each and every day. It's not one thing that happens. Bring purpose into the basics that you're going to master every day, because sometimes purpose really can't come to you. Clarity can't come to you till you have peace, until you master the basic things of, because sometimes you can have a headache just because you're not hydrated. How are you supposed to think clearly? You've got a headache, right? Sometimes the body doesn't feel good because the foods that we eat, they're poisoning us by the food. Like the food is toxic. They put in poison in the boxes, they're spraying the foods up. Like, but at the very least, if we can, as much as possible, try and eat whole foods, foods that come from a tree, from the earth, as much as possible, right? And so it's like, can we at least master the basics? Because look at the society, look at the food they're trying to feed us, look at the news they're trying to give us, look at the entertainment, look at the most popular artists, look at how they're encouraging young boys and young girls to dress, look at how they're encouraging them to act and think, look at like it is, and the politicians, people leading this planet, or the countries, just psychos. Like, just like, these are the people like running the planet. Like, really, these are the best humans we have. It's not the best humans we have, it's the ones with the most money, influence, whatever. But it's everything so messy in society. Don't try and be like society. No, you're unique. You be you. You be you. Keep going in, keep connecting with yourself, go in to go up. Don't be like society. You're so unique. You have such a gift. You have purpose. So if you ever feel like you don't have purpose, go back to the basics. Bring peace into the body. Let go. You know, we didn't really talk about this today. We don't really have time, but if there's forgiveness, something you need to let go of, really important. So if there's ever something that you need to forgive or someone, not for them, for you. It's not for them. It's for you, for your freedom. Feel it. Feel everything you have to feel. Heal it through that feeling process, and you're going to be journaling, doing this stuff. Through feeling it, you're going to heal it, and through healing there is transformation. You will get through the other side. You will. Yes, time helps, but also it helps to take the time for processing this time. It helps to take the time to actually journal on this. Does it make sense? You know, we could keep going on and on and on, but I feel like I'm going to let you guys go. We'll do a quick meditation. Yeah, you guys down for meditation before I let you go? I do invite you, if this resonates, to join the group. If you're watching the recording, get in touch. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, sometimes questions don't come to you in the moment, they come to you afterwards. Just send me a message or email me. Let me know if you have questions or something else sometimes, you know, that you take away. Give yourself time to process. Give yourself time to create, make the time. And yeah, I wish you on this year of, this is the year of the dragon, the Chinese year of the dragon. Those of you following me, you're probably going to see me talking about this, but we just celebrated the New Year's in the Gregorian calendar, which isn't very old. I mean, yeah, it's not very old, it's pretty new in terms of history. It was created, but hey, a lot of people celebrate it, so we can flow with that energy of renewal. But you can look at winter and see it's not really renewal, because the actual New Year's that a lot of cultures celebrated, because they understood nature, is the 20th of March is the New Year. We celebrate in my country. Loads of indigenous tribes, they celebrate the New Year. So you've got another fresh kind of cycle of energy coming up. There's also the Chinese New Year. So I'm going to encourage you, get on the wave. Get on the wave, just use the energy. You know, if everyone's like, yay, Chinese New Year. Okay, what is it? Year of the Dragon? Oh, yeah, I can be on fire this year for my goals, right? The spring equinox, the new year that lots of cultures celebrated, that was the actual new year. I can get on board with that. Yeah, spring renewal. Yes. So just, you know, us having information and knowledge, we can make better decisions. Yeah. So I wish you all a fantastic rest of the day, rest of the week, rest of the year. We'll go into meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable. Get comfortable, put your feet on the ground. Make sure your feet are uncrossed. Make sure your hands are uncrossed. And just gently close your eyes. And bring your awareness to your breathing. Just bringing awareness to your breath, the way that your body is filling with air, with oxygen, and how it's releasing the CO2. And just this beautiful rhythm of giving and receiving. Bringing awareness inside your body. And just grounding, bringing your awareness under your feet. Bringing awareness to the top of your feet, into your ankles. Bringing your awareness up through your leg, up into your knees, through your thighs, through the base of where you're sitting, and up your body. Bringing that awareness up from your lower back to your upper back, from the front of your base and your root where you're sitting, all the way up through your stomach, or through your chest, up through your neck, your shoulders. And as you're doing this, if there's any tension, just as you release and as you breathe out, just think of releasing the tension. Bringing awareness down into your arms, into your hands, your fingers. Bringing awareness from your neck up into your face, behind your eyes, your cheeks, your mouth, your tongue, your ears. Bringing awareness to the top of your head, bringing awareness to the back of your head. Just bringing awareness back to your breathing. And I just want you to envision you stepping into a time machine and you go forward in time to the end of the year. It's December 31st, 2024. And oh my, looking back on your year, not only have you achieved your goals, you have exceeded them. Really envisioning and feeling what that would look like, what your reality would look like. Seeing yourself vibrant, healthy, energized, happy. Having to think of your physical health. It's never been better. It's not about age. It's about energy, vitality, how you feel within your body. You've never been better. Your finances, never been better. Your relationships, the way you're received, your presence, your communication, your relationships have never been better. Your lifestyle, your hobbies, the way in which you have a relationship with time. It's like time is your friend. You retired from rushing and stressing out your body, your mind. You take your time. You do things intentionally. You're not easy to anger. You take on adversity with a strong spirit, a strong mind. Things seemingly happen for you, synchronicities, that even people around you are like, oh, you're the lucky one. And you're like, it's not luck. It's not luck. This is the what I've been doing this work. I've been doing the work, the inner work. I've been answering the call. I may look like I'm the universe's favorite, like God's favorite, but so are you if you just answer the call. And you get to lead by example of what happens in life. Yes, the materials you're able to create, but also the person you've become. You're setting an example for anyone who comes into your presence. They can just feel your energy. They feel peace when they're around you. They feel calm when they're around you. They feel clear when they're around you. You're living your life by your values. You've realigned your life to come into alignment with what's important for you. It feels like you've moved mountains. It feels like what you've wanted, but it feels natural to you. Like this is how it's meant to be. You deserve it. Of course you deserve it. You've never felt more whole in your being, more strong and steady in your beliefs about who you are, your worthiness, your enoughness, seeking joy, those activities that enriched your souls, those things that made no sense for you to do when you had all these other things to do, but your soul, your body guided you to do a different activity. And through that process, you reached expansion, degree by degree, 1%, another 1%, day by day, day by day. But really imagine yourself, how you would stand, your posture, your body, imagine your face, the energy that exudes from you, how you would feel, and however you feel, just crank it up by 10. Really increase the energy, increase the vitality, increase however you would feel and what that target energy is. If you had to put this state in one word, what would it be? If you had to embody this state in one word, one phrase, what would it be? That is your target energy for the rest of the year. You're going to be consciously, intentionally embodying this energy 85–90% of your day. You can have grace. Some days you're going to be off, some days not, but this is the body. This is the embodiment. That state, your target energy. Really bring awareness to your breathing. Bring that image of yourself, 2024, in front of you. Imagine it's in a ball of light, ball of golden white light. And you can just see yourself inside this golden ball of white light. And it's shining and it's vibrating at such a high frequency. And you allow this state, this version of you, to gently merge with you. You can envision this in any way. You can breathe it in if you want. You can imagine it coming through the top of your crown, coming in and just programming all the cells of your body with this state of being. Like all the beliefs, the thoughts, the spirit, the mindset, the habits, the attitude, the resilience, the strength, the consistency, the influence, the power, the focus, the clarity, the determination. Your cells, as this light is merging with your body and becoming one with you, this is programming every cell, and it is gently dissolving all the beliefs and the cells that no longer serve you. Any cell that's programmed with negative beliefs, self-destructive beliefs, they're all being gently dissolved and replaced with this new version of you, the true version of you. Really imagine from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Every cell is illuminated and infused with this beautiful energy. And bring your awareness to your breathing. Bring awareness to the left side of your body and breathe. Bring an awareness to the right side of your body and breathe. And bring awareness to where your body meets in the middle, left and right, and breathe. Bring an awareness to the front of your body and breathe. Bring awareness to the back of your body and breathe. And bring an awareness to where your body meets in the middle, front and back. And finally, vertically, bring in awareness from the bottom of your feet all the way up, 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 up through your body to the crown of your head. And then from the crown of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. And just being aware of where your body meets in the middle. Where's the center vertically, and breathing to that space. Remembering your target energy. Doing this practice on a daily basis. With practice, it can take you a second, click of a finger, just for you to remember, oh yeah, my target energy, that's the state. You won't even need to close your eyes. It will just be a gentle nudge, a reminder. So keep practicing this visualization and any other meditation that's going to help you get into the state where you're going to create the best, the most powerful year ever. Bringing awareness to your breathing, gently rolling your shoulders back a few times and gently opening your eyes, coming back into the room. Okay, so I wish you all a fantastic rest of the day or night, wherever you are. Use that meditation, use whatever other tools you have to get into alignment, because alignment is everything. For those of you joining the group, I'll see you next week. Until next time, I love you all. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, I love you guys. You take care. Bye.